Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all my budget Murakumo Cardfight Vanguard deck profile for post-Phantasmal Steed Restoration. With the release of the newest set in Cardfight Vanguard, I figured I'd bring you all, and basically I'd say maybe my first Murakumo deck profile. I can't actually remember doing a deck profile on Murakumo for standard format, but I thought I'd focus on the new support we have from the latest booster set, going off of the main Vanguard rare, which I think is one of the more budget-friendly Vanguard rares from this set, and also just all the other support in the set being the they literally are called the Special Series. That's what I'm going to go off of for the name. The bunch of different weasels, I believe, that definitely just help searching each other out, giving power to the field. I might work on a Arrestor deck with a Dueling Dragon Zombaku later down the road if I get more of the cards for that deck. But for now, we're going to focus on one of the more budget-friendly versions of the deck. Really fun to give it a chance if you're looking for something that's from Dragon Empire, but not exactly, Narukami or Kagero. But enough talk, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, for the grade 3s, I want to focus on the main grade 3, so running 4 Samurai Chieftain hyu-ga. With this one, once per turn on Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 card with the same grade as one of your opponent's units, call it to rear, shuffle your deck, and change the card name of all of your opponent's units to that unit's card name. So it just makes all of your units the same card name as that one, so you can really benefit from other different units having the same name based on the one you call, plus the fact that you do get that call for it, and then, like I said, benefiting all the different same grade effects. And then also on the Vanguard, you Soul Blast a grade 3, return all of your opponent's rear guards with the same card name as you and your opponent's other units of the deck, and shuffle it. It's just another answer, taking out a lot of your opponent's cards in the same process, doing this skill. And you also just have the option to, like I said, then rebuild on your field with the unit you called, obviously, and then taking them and using the same name definitely does come in handy. Just having another ride target after your grade 3 with Samurai Chieftain hyu-ga. So, like I said, answer to your opponent's rear guards, especially when you go up against other Excel decks that can really build up the rear guard numbers. So I only have the 2 in here. I was sadly only able to pull 1 other hyu-ga, but Stealth Fiend, Ogre Spider, it's just a replacement unit. You draw cards equal to the number of your units, increase or decrease the power of all your rear guards, no matter what. I wanted to focus on a majority of the cards in this set being just from Phantasmal Steed Restoration to build the deck. There are just a few other cards in here from other sets that you basically needed for the set, but hyu-ga, like I said, is also pretty budget friendly, just being, I think, $3, might even be lower than when I release the video, but still definitely need it for the version of the deck. For the backup grade 3s, I'm also running 4 Stealth Fiend One-Eyed Nudo. If you have another unit with the same card name as this unit on your Vanguard or rear, this unit gets boost, and at the end of each turn, if you have 5 or more units, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. So it has the imaginary GIF Excel marker, if need be, to ride on your Vanguard circle, and then obviously so you can ride into hyu-ga to have the Soul Blast 3 grade skill, having another beneficial part, giving it boost for the card name. I think it would have been really interesting if they gave us a grade 3 that you can have as many copies as you want in the deck. This would have been an interesting one to do it with, since it has the boost skill for sure. But like I said, just good backup being a Excel unit grade 3 and having the draw power as well to also build up your soul. So you can even just have hyu-ga in your soul, next turn put Nudo into the soul with its own skill, and then also just benefit more and more by having more and more grade 3s in your soul. And then for just the final part of the grade 3 lineup, I am running 2 Stealth Fiend Hyakum Shadow. When your drive check reveals this card, you may call this card to rear. So just really, really useful with Excel, giving you all the additional rear guard circles. If you have the open spot for this card, you're able to call out to the rear as well. It doesn't have an imaginary gift Excel marker, so you don't really need to call it to the Vanguard circle for a ride target. That's best when you just drive check off of it. Like I said, that additional attack, and especially useful special when you drive check this card first. And then the second card is a trigger, so if need be, if you are attacked with all your other units and your Vanguard was the last one, which in this deck you really don't want to do since we do run front triggers as well, you can then give all the added boosts to this card after you call it, and then have this if it was a front trigger, and the additional power if it was a critical trigger, and pressure to this unit on your whatever circle you call it to. And that's it for the grade 3s. Moving on to the grade 2s. I run 4 Stealth Beast Spellhound. On Vanguard or rear when placed, Soul Blast 2. Search your deck for up to 1 Stealth Beast Spellhound. Call it to rear and shuffle your deck. Increase or decrease that unit's and this unit's power to match your Vanguards until the end of turn. Match the power at that time. So just remember that when placed. So you have the option for the strong call with this one. The only thing is you really do need that soul buildup as well to use this card at max potential, so really comes in handy when you use Nudo. Most of the time I like to save Nudo though for hyu-ga if can be, so most of the time I'll resolve this just for the easy call of another Spellhound from the deck. I do like to run at 4 just for that consistency though, because you also have the option when you ride this card on Vanguard, then it'll give you the additional Spellhound on the rear guard for more pressure as well. I just have the 2 Smash Miyako, which is the 3K with the extra additional critical to fill in the last spot for the Spellhounds as well. But other than that, like I said, it's only, I would say, I think it was like $1 or $2, going off of budget means for this deck profile. So another easy triple rare and a good one to get from this pack as well. And now we're focusing on some of the special units in the deck. I run 4 of the special Stealth Beast Weasel Blue. On rearguard during your turn, all of your units with special in their card names on your Vanguard and rear get plus 2,000. So it just adds up power, which is definitely useful depending on what cards you have where. So another one to definitely invest in for the plays. Like I said, just for pressure as well. Putting them at 10k means they can go up against your opponent's force units also. So very, very useful for this. And I also run 3 of the special Stealth Beast Weasel Red. If I was more than likely going to run 4, I'd take out 1 of the Weasel Blues if you wanted to run 4 of the Weasel Reds instead. On Vanguard or rear, when placed, +1, discard any number of cards from your hand. Search your deck for up to the same number of cards with special in their card name from the number of cards you discarded from your hand. Call into rear and shuffle your deck. So if you just invest in your plays and you run plenty of the special Stealth Beasts in the deck as well, to call and fill up your field with units. So red is an excellent ride target for that play, especially just giving you that power. The fact that it's an 8k doesn't really mean anything. You'll give it the grade 1 boost it needs afterwards, so very, very useful with those plays as well. So you definitely do want to run 4 of this card in the deck. So the easiest would be either the Weasel Blue, since then you can obviously call other Weasel Blues to the field with this card's skill if you just invest in discarding your hand. Just make sure you obviously don't discard the grade 3, so you have the ride targets as well. But like I said, very, very useful for sure, giving you all those powers. And the fact that the Weasels have, the 8k power along with Weasel Blue doesn't really hurt much, because you're just getting the plus power also later on with its own skill. And that is it for the grade 2s. We'll now move on to the grade 1s. I run 4 special Stealth Beast Weasel Yellow. With this one, all other units with special in their card name on your rear guard get intercept. So even the grade 1s can have the intercept power if need be. So you can call a grade 1 to an additional rear guard circle and it'll have intercept. So definitely does go good for defending against your opponent and just having those options available to you, since it's a continuous effect on rear. So the more and more of them that you have, the better for this deck for sure. So that's why I like to run the 4 Weasel Yellow. And like I said, it's more of a budget means for the deck as well. So you have those options available to you with this card. And also, I run 4 special Stealth Beast Weasel White. During your turn, all of your units with special in their card names on your Vanguard and rear get plus 2,000. So very beneficial when you need to go up against your opponent's force markers when you use special Stealth Beast Weasel Red, meaning you can obviously have the powered up unit attack your opponent's Vanguard if you didn't have enough cards to the discard and just wanted to go for the front row rear guards. Having that 10k power means at least you'll be able to hit your opponent's Vanguard as well with your units. So I like to run 4 of this as well, just to keep that power going also. And also to finish off the grade 1s, I run 4 of the Stealth Rogue of Multitudes Sanjo. With this one, if you have another unit with the same card name as this on your Vanguard or Rear, this unit gets plus 5,000. If you have 2 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 instead of 5,000. So just more pressure with your hyu-ga Vanguard, being able to change the name of cards on the field, giving you more and more power for your Sanjis on the field. Also definitely very, very useful for sure. With this card, if you don't have the Murakumo Draw Trigger Perfect Guard, which we're running in the trigger lineup, you could take out the Sanji instead for the grade 1 Perfect Guard if you're going for more of a budgetary means. The Perfect Guard for Murakumo is not really that expensive, so I decided to keep it in the trigger lineup for the deck nonetheless. And that's it for the grade 1s. For the grade 0s, our starter decided to go with the new one since it was in the latest pack, Stealth Rogue Goemon. So just the Renrodopon draw card effect for this starter. And I decided to stick with the Rainbow trigger lineup just to keep pressure against your opponent, whether you get the critical triggers and have the additional damage go up against your opponent. So for Dark Knight Stealth Rogue Clog, and also 4 of the front trigger Uptrend Stealth Rogue Kuichi for the front trigger. And then for the draw trigger, I have the Leaves Mirage. If you want to run this, like I said, it was only, I believe, $2 to $3 budget-wise for the deck. If not, just take out one of the play sets for the Sanjis, or you can remove 2 of the White Weasels and 2 of the grade 3 Hyakum Shadow for the grade 1 Sentinel spot, and then you just use the generic draw trigger instead, Cat Rouge instead. And then lastly, to finish off the heals, I run 4 Stealth Fiend Yukihime, which is the heal trigger we have for standard format. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Definitely going to be working on some other budget decks, as well as hoping to get more Dread Phantom and a bunch of other decks released from Phantasmal Steed Restoration in the near future, so look forward to it. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.